Hello, hello. Welcome to one lesson here. I'm going to give tips for who want to learn saxophone and improvisation. Today, I have a new class, one topic that a lot of people ask me. So if you are starting learning improvisation, already play some chords, but you know about what means chords, but sometimes you don't know how to build phrase. So that's an important class for you who is starting, especially starting to improvise. Okay, in the beginning, if you play some saxophone or some scales, but want to develop improvisation skills. So that's it. Let me show you the topic. It's non-chord tones. NCT is the name of the subject of the class today. So you can now you can understand that we can use some notes on each chord. For example, in a bar, if you are playing a bar, you know about time. We have beats, for example, quaternary songs. We have 4 beats per bar, and usually each bar has a chord, or a single chord per bar, or a double chord per bar. For example, one chord covering the first and second beat, and another chord covering the third and fourth beat. You know, it's very common. But now I'm going to give you simple tips to understand why sometimes we are not playing the notes of the chords. I can give you a revision before we go ahead. So for who is this video? If you are freezing during solos, you are repeating ideas. For example, if you are dependent of licks, read licks or a riff, if you are dependent of reading fixed melody, it's a very nice introduction for you to start think about building your own phrases. So I'm going to give a nice exercise. First of all, knowledge to understand the notes, why we are using specific notes behind the chords. Okay. If you don't know what not to play, so the truth is improvisation is a trainable skill. So it's not something that we born. For example, I was traveling for over 30 countries performing professionally, but behind it was a lot of studies, a lot of study. I'm here to share part of that study with you. So about me, yes, I'm Marcelo Cuco, saxophone player, educator, creator of Sax Creative International course. So now, yes, I'm able to support, to share my skills, my experience with uh, saxophone players, or people who want to learn saxophone or want to transit, to change the instrument, for example, clarinetist, and want to learn saxophone. And my philosophy is learning saxophone and improvisation at the same time, because I truly believe the improvisation as a way to understand music, to develop your skills, etc. Okay. So, what's the lessons about? Understanding NCT, NCT, why they work, how to use them, and exercise to how to use them, and exercise to build muscle memory. Guys, just remember I am online, so sometimes I can answer of some of you. Just say hello here. I can't see your name. Your name. I can see you speaking Spanish with me. Fall guy. Hello, Fall guy. So that's it. Don't forget, you guys, to share the live that class with someone you know want to learn saxophone. So that's it. So how to use then exercise to build your muscle memory, because music is about your muscle memory. So I'm going to give you short exercise during the lesson Thank you for you too. Have a nice day. So I'm going to give you short examples of NCT, and we are going to repeat. It's producing slow to your knowledge, okay? And practical, always practical also. So rhythm, let's review some concepts before go ahead. Rhythm, let's compare now with actature. Actature, for example, rhythm is the flow. When you start building something, you have to check the flow, the measure the meters, measure the space you have to build the flow, to start building. Okay, so rhythm is the foundation of all music. Harmony, the structure. So harmony, comparing again with architecture, is like the shape, the you know, the body of the construction. So we have in music we have Ionian, Dorian, we have scales. Okay, so to talk about harmony, we have to talk about a selection of scales. I'm going ahead. That's just an introduction, guys, about the topic of today. For example, Ionian mode, we have C, D, E, F, G, A, B. That these are the 7 notes of the Ionian modes. We have also in architecture Ionian modes on architecture, Ionian style. So music share a lot of aesthetic, a lot of techniques with architecture. Okay, so let me show you here. That's Ionian mode in C. Before go ahead, I have to show you it visually. Let's try to see it visually. Let me show you here. Just a second. Let me show here on the music sheet. So let's go there. Music sheet here. Okay. So let's see here. You have the Ionian scale. Can you see here? C. If you don't know how to read music sheet, no problem. I'm going to try to explain you. That's the C. That's the D. Second degree is D. Third degree is E. Fourth degree is F. Fifth degree is G. Sixth degree is A. Seventh degree B. And the first degree again, C. It's an octave. Okay, so these are the notes that form the Ionian mode. Let's play here for you the Ionian mode, just to feel it, to feel the Ionian mode. So let me play it for you. Ionian mode. Let me play the scale with backing track, so you can feel the scale. Just a second. Ionian. Just a second. Let me try to find here the backing track to show you. Lesson. Ionian. Cross Ionian. So let's play Ionian. Ionian mode with backing track, so you can feel the scale. That scale here. I'm going to play. Okay, D, E, and then I can show you how we are building the chord. Again, first degree. D, E, F, G, A, B. So I just played this scale, these notes here. So now let's talk about the chord. We have chords. We are building the chords. Let's go ahead with the other slide. So for who don't understand, it's the C. It's the C mode. So it's very classical, very didactic. So here chords are triads and tetrads. So chords are the notes we use for example, let me show you here again. You can see here the first degree, second degree, third degree. Okay, so the first degree, when we are playing the interval of thirds, we have to understand what means interval. So between C and E, we have D. Okay, so D is the first, C is the first, D is the second, E is the third. So we have to play at the same time C, E, and G. Can you see the interval of thirds? Interval C, E, G. Okay, if you are playing it at the same time, it means chords. Saxophone, we can't play chords if you are playing alone. Okay, but for example, I can play, if we have 4 instruments, we can play different notes, but saxophone alone, no. But we have to play the notes of the chords when we are playing the melody, the music. Okay, so C, that's the chord of C. Can you see here? C, we have C, C, E, G. Chord of D, we have D, F, A. Chord of E, we have E, G, B. So mainly it. Okay, I have just should I'm just that's just a revision to introduce you on the topic of the day. Okay, so why you hear non-chord notes? For example, when we are playing some music, sometimes we are using notes that are not part of the chord, as I'm showing here. Uh, as I'm showing here, we have for each chord, for example, triads, we have just 3 notes. But we can use also, for example, tetrad. Tetrad is when we are building four notes, but we have still follow the interval of thirds. So it will be, we will have here also B, okay? But always interval of thirds. You can see that we don't have here, for example, G, we don't have here F on the chord of C, we don't have it. We have just C, E, G, and B on the chord of C. So why sometimes we are listening to music and we are listening also notes out of the chords? That's why I'm giving that class. For you, you have to understand why we are using sometimes notes uh, uh, out of the chord, you know, that it is NCT, non-chord scale notes. Non-chord notes are resolved into chord tones. So it should be the scale, notes part of the scale, or no. So it means NCT, non-chord tones. Okay, non-chord tones. Why NCT matter? To add movement, to improve fluency. Okay, so you can develop your technique, prepare you for real improvisation. So I separate here NCT in different groups: passing notes, neighbor notes, or tunes. Notes, tunes. I like to use notes, the name notes. So passing, neighbor, double neighbor, cambiata, appoggiatura, suspension, retardation, anticipation, escape, pedal, chromatic, enclosure, mixed. So we have different groups of NCT. Okay, each group we have a definition. So steps between charge tones, charge tones. Okay, remember the C passing tone. Pass tone is when we are using notes between one and other. C between. Remember, C is part of the charge of C. D no, E yes, and the G yes. So between C and E we have D. D is a passing tone. Passing tone. Let me share here again on the worksheet. So remember, we have C, E, G. So G is not part, but D is in the middle. D is in the middle here. Can you see? Let me write here just the notes of the chord. So we have G here, G here in the middle. Can you see? C, D, E. So it's a passing note. In the chord of G, what's the passing notes of the chord of G? I'm using two examples. The passing note, the chord of G is A. Can you see A here? A is between G and B. Okay, so it's a passing note. It's a passing tone. Okay, clear? That's a passing tone. That's a passing tone. Example of passing tone. Let's play here the chords, just the triads, just notes of the chords. Just notes of the chord. We have one bar for C, one bar for C, and one bar for G. One bar for C and one bar for G. Let's play here. Just notes of the chord, okay? Just C, E, G, and G, B, D. Okay, now let's add D between C and E, and then add also A between G and B. So chord of C and B and G. Okay, so we are now adding a new note here. That's the NCT, non-chord note, is D on the first chord, and the second chord we have A for the chord of G. Okay, now navel tones. Navel tones, what it means? We have upper navel and the lower navel. So we can use C, D, C, E. It's upper. Okay, so C. Okay, so G is again G here, but we are using C going high, one note high, and then returning to C. Then returning to C. Okay, let me show you example here of an upper and the lower. Upper here, upper here. So we have C. Let me share the screen. I'm not sharing the screen, sorry. So we have here C, D, C, E. Okay. C. Just here is easy for you, understanding. C, D, C again, C, E. So E is note of the chord. Okay, tone of the chord. Here now we have D. D is not note of the chord. C, and then here E. E is part of the chord. Okay, so it's upper navel because you can see it's a second upper and returning here. Okay, it's an example of upper navel and the lower navel. So step away and return, step away and return. So you can go high and back. Let's play it. Navel of C and G. Let me just write here, C and G. Let's okay. Just C, it's okay. Just C is okay to understand. C. C. Just one chord. Okay. Let's use just chord of C here. So you can listen one bar upper and one bar lower. Sorry, one, two, three, four. So play it so you can see the example of enable tones, upper and lower. Let's go to the other N, CT non-chord notes, double neighbor. Double neighbor we have now C, D, B, C. So D and B are not. So you have neighbor of this C and the neighbor of B. We have the. Can you see here? That's, let me show. C, D, B, C. C, D, and then now we have B, B, C. C, D, B, C. B, C. C again. So it's neighbor. D is neighbor 1 second of C, and B is a neighbor of C. Okay? So we have double neighbor. And let me use another example on charge on the chart. Sorry. Let's share here the screen. So see here, C, D. C is the neighbor of D, and we have here again B neighbor of C. Okay, so we can use also each even here. It's a C also, it's a B, and it's a C. Okay, we can use it also. That's kind of double neighbor. C, D, C, C, D, B, C, or you can use higher because of its double neighbor. Okay, it's a kind of no. So surround the chord tone. We have also cambiata, C, D, B, C. Also on the chord of G, we have G, A, F, G. So we have a chord, a step, leap, step. So we are using interval of second here on between C and D, interval of second. It's called step, and then leap, jump, and C. Okay, let me write it and play again. It's cambiata, C, D, B, C. Let's share screen. C, D, B, C. C, D, B, C. Let's play it because it's better to listen. So C, D, B, C. And then the chord of G we have here as an example G, A, F sharp, G. G, A, F sharp, G. Oh, sorry. G, A, F sharp, G. G, A, F sharp, G. Okay. G, A, F sharp, G. Okay. F sharp. F sharp. G. G. Okay. Okay, let's play it in loop so you can feel better the cambiata. You can feel better the cambiata. Chord of C and G. Okay, it's a cambiata. We have one the charge tones and then a step. So D are not part of the charge, and then we have B is a part of the charge also, and then C. Okay, but always look at the distance between C and D, just a second. The distance between B and C, second. Also the charge of G, the line of the middle, G, A, interval of second, and then we have like a leap, but, and then the distance between F sharp and G, also second minor, okay? Another NCT, non-chord tone, we have appoggiatura. I love appoggiatura. Appoggiatura we can use on the chord of, we can use G, B, A, G, and then D, F sharp, E, D. So it's a strong beat tension and then a resolution. It's using just charge of G. Okay, in the charge of G we have G is part of the charge, B is part of the charge, A is not part of the charge of G, but then a resolution in G, the last note of the bar, and the fourth beat is G. Guys, think always about, for example, for each note we have one beat, okay? It's a quaternary bar. So for each note we have one beat. So first beat is G, the first line. Second beat B, third beat A, and the last beat G. Okay? And then we have another example using charge of G. G is part of the charge of G, yes. F sharp, no. E, no, but D, yes. So let's play it just charge of G. Just charge of G. One charge vamp, just one charge vamp. Okay, so we can use, let's play. Okay, so it's a nice way to play notes in a chord of G, or even different chords. But as an example here, we have chord of G. So we can use notes. Notes. It's NCT, non-chord tones. Non-chord tones. So we can use, yes, we can use. We have different ways to use it. Okay, suspension. What means suspension? So held note resolving down. So hold the notes there and resolving down. you can hold and resolve down. For example, now we have again here chord of C and then chord of G. Chord of C and chord of G. So can you see there in the first line, F, F, E, C. It's like a reverse. For example, when in the beginning of the class I was playing the triad of C, but now it's reverse. But instead, G, E, C is using F. So F is the non-chord tones. F is the non-chord tones. And then we have in the middle line, we have A, G, B. So A is part of the chord of G. No, but G and B, yes. So let's play it as example. Suspensions. NCT through the suspension technique. Okay, it's interesting, no? Suspension, always resolving down. We are starting playing notes, non-chord tones, starting playing the first beat, non-chord tones, and then on the first and second beat, so the third and fourth beat, we are playing notes of the chords. Okay, because of it's called suspension, because we start to play notes, tones, non-chord tones. Just the last two beats we play chord tones. Okay, then we have retardation. It's similar, you know, it's very similar. But here we are playing again the chord of G, just chord of G. No, it can be C and G. It can be C and G also again. Because can you see G, D, E, G? You know, we have a lot of notes here in the first line of chords of G, but no, it's C, because we are playing what? Retardation. So D is not part of the C. Can you sing the first beat D, second beat D, the first line? And then we have E. E is part of the chord of C. Yes. So we have here, and then we have the last beat of the first line, we have G. G is part of the chord of C. So just the first two beats are not part of the chord of C. And then the second line, we have G, the chord of G. Again, E is not part of the G. Can you see here again the first beat and the second beat? And then third beat we have B, and the last beat we have D. So B and D are part of the chord of G. Okay, let's play it here. Let's listen what means retardation. It's like retardation, because it's resolving, it's coming to the notes of the chord later. It's evidence that we are playing notes of the chord, but later. It's a kind of tension, you know. So it's interesting, this technique. Retardation. Anticipation. Anticipation is looks the op. Look, we are playing chords of C and G. Remember, we are playing chords of C and G. So the first line is chord of C. In the last beats of this the last beat of the chord of C, we have to add chords of this next bar. Okay, next bar. So we are playing here G in the last beat of the first chord. G is part of the G, chord of G. Okay, let's play it. It means anticipation. We are playing chords of the next bar. Let's play it. It's interesting, no? Because we have a kind of looks that is going fast, you know, syncope. It's a looks that's going fast. The music, it's nice. I like it. I like that. And NCT. Escape tone, another interesting. Escape tone C D B G for the chord of C, and then G A F sharp D for the chord of G. So step away, lead back. I love this kind of techniques. Let's play here chord of C and chord of G. Okay, it's escape tone. So you can see here is another nice way to use tone. No, NCT, no charge tones, escape tone. Let's go ahead. Pedal tone. Pedal tone is very good. I love it. I really love it. We are just holding C, 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 C. Hold it. C is part of a G. No, it's not part of a G. But as we are playing loop, so we are playing C and G, C, G. Short of C, short of G, short of C. So we are holding. So no matter if you are you have chord progression, you are playing, but it's a technique. It's not wrong. It's a technique because when we are holding, we are building a kind of tension. You know, tension. You listen, it. You know. So let's play it to feel it. So it's not wrong. It's a technique. It's another NCT, non-chord tone. Another way to use tone of other chords. It's great tension. It's very common in modern jazz. Modern jazz. I love use it because we are creating tension. You know, in the climax. Even if the chord is changing. You know, it's very interesting. Very, very interesting. So we have chromatic approach. So it's a second minor. We start playing the first beat note in NCT, non-chord tone, start exactly in the first beat, a chromatic between, let me show here, D, we have D, for example, here, before C, for example, here, you have a chromatic. Can you see? It's chromatic. Oh, B. Okay. Yeah, yes. Chromatic here. It's a chromatic. One semitone. Okay. Second minor. Second minor. It's a second major, second minor. Between D and E, it's a second minor. When we have, for example, D, D sharp, and then it's a second minor. Okay. Sorry, I forgot to share it with you. That's it. So here we have D between D and E is a second here, second degree and third degree. We have D between D and E. We have a second major, but when we are playing D sharp, we have a second minor. Okay, it's chromatic. It's chromatic. F and G, we have a second major, but F sharp is a second minor. Okay, it's chromatic. So we start playing the bar right in the first beat of the bar. We are playing a non-chord tone, and then straight away we return to play the notes of the chord. So the first line there you can see E, G, and E are part of the chord of C. And then the line of the middle, we have A sharp, it's a chromatic approach. It's a chromatic, so a second minor to hit B. B is part of the chord of G. D also part of the chord of G. And the B again, part of the chord of G. Let's play it so we can feel the chromatic approach. It's very interesting. In circense songs, we use a lot, for example, in Eastern songs, Balkan songs, for example, Jew songs. We can see a lot of that kind of techniques. But always, you know, the first beat, no NCT, no non-chord tones, to get this kind of effect. And you can notice also that these notes are even out of the scale. They are not part of the C major. So we can create that effect even more interesting because of it. It's all about tension, all about playing with tension between the notes. And then we have enclosure. Enclosure. We have two notes, D, B, C. Okay, so hold here, D, and then B and C. B, C. B, C are part of the C, the chord of C, D note. Okay, and we have, for example, three notes. We have D, B, C sharp, and C. Enclosure. So we are going around. Enclosure. Surround target from above and below. Okay, surround target from above and below. Let's play it. It's just chord of C. Let's feel it. Just chord of C. Just chord of C. Okay, let's play it. So it's a kind of chromatic, but one time we are going above and another we are going below. Okay, we have a lot of NCT for example, NCT, non-chord tones. We have a lot. It can help you a lot. We can combine these, most of the NCT. So the idea here is to show you that yes, we can play notes out of the chord. If you are playing intuitively, probably you are playing, for example, without technique, probably you are playing inconsciently. this kind of NCT. Okay, but it's just a way to show you that it is we have a subject in music just to explain it, you know. So next step after exploring the concept of NCT, it's more about knowledge, like self knowledge. You know, if you already play intuitively, if you are reading music and what and asking yourself why we are playing these notes are not part of the chord. It's because these notes are NCT. Okay, so it's very important to have knowledge about the NCT. Okay, so we have a hierarchy of knowledge and classification of these NCTs. It's very important for you to use it. So next step after get knowledge about the NCT, you can practice in loop uh, this NCT as a way to develop muscle memory, develop saxophone mechanical skills, you know, also in embouchure. I'm always remembering all kind. If you want to develop embouchure, all kinds of exercise, you are developing embouchure. So here you are developing ear, you are developing muscle memory because you are playing loop. You are developing knowledge. It's very important. Knowledge because we are practicing. We have the mechanical part and we have also the intellectual part. We have to combine everything. So that's it. The next step, we have to explore articulation through the loops, patterns, explore patterns, and you can see that you have licks or riffs, licks, you know, the licks are patterns of NCT and note of the chord combined. So patterns. So we can play different things, you know. So pattern is when, for example, you can create your own phrase through the chords. Okay, but I use it here just few chords. Sometimes I use it here just chord of C, and sometimes C and the G. Just didactic, you know, to be easy to understand. Uh, that's so your goal: train muscle memory, learn tension and the resolution. Okay, so in that class you understood the tension between the notes and the resolution. It means returning to the notes of the chords and building real melodic lines. So you know we can't just create lines playing just notes of the chord. You can create, you can improvise using just notes of the chord. Yes, but it's much better when you add NCT, non-chord tones, and especially when you are using with knowledge, not purely intuitively, you know. So join. I'm going to offer you to join the course, and we are in the launch. We are launching this week first time launching in English. So we are building a community of people learning saxophone from different parts of the world. So you can learn it, you can learn scales, we can, no matter your level, you can, even if you don't have saxophone or if you have a saxophone but just want to start playing saxophone, the course is built for all kinds of levels. But mainly you have to improvise. The idea behind this course is give you musical freedom, so you can create your own phrase, you can understand what's happening in the music, to be a songwriter, to express your own voice. Okay, so don't forget, let's write me here. Don't forget to follow the channels here. Don't forget to ask me everything you want about this course. And it's always a pleasure to share the knowledge with you to support your skills playing saxophone and improvising. That's it. We just finished that class today. Thanks for watching and see you soon in another video.